What is going on, guys? Grave here. Welcome back to Neverwinter. This is going to be the second part of my Hunter Ranger build. If you have not watched the first part, check it out. It deals with feats and exactly why I use them. But in this video, we're going to discuss powers. Now, I'm going to go over the ones I use, but there are some other good things that you can put into powers. And of course, once you have played for a long time, you're going to be able to max out most of these. I don't get a lot of power points, luckily, every day when I rank up, so I just have not got all these done. Some other of my builds, I have a lot of different builds. I have a lot of different loadouts. I have some different things I use here. But just keep in mind, you do not have to use these. Use what you're comfortable with. But I am a fan of split shot. I've always used it. And I also use seismic shot and forest ghost for my daily powers. Now, we dropped down another tier. Thorn Ward was something that I've recently got into using, and I really enjoy it, so this is definitely one that I would recommend trying out. And Aspect of the Pact. Aspect of the Pact is glitched out. It has been glitched out as long as I can remember. I'm not sure if it is fixed yet, so only rank it up to 3 if you use Aspect of the Pact, because if you go with 4, you're going to have a problem of it not working correctly. The next thing we're going to get to is constricting arrows. Now, this is going to be one you can replace. If you do not like constricting arrows, you can always use hindering shot. Either one of these is what I use to proc Master Trapper with. Keep that in mind. This is one of the first things that you're going to use from your range stance to proc that Master Trapper. Of course, in the last video, we talked about the Serpent feat, and this is why we use it, is because Aspect of the Serpent is the other class feature that I use. And this is going to give you a damage buff per stack, so definitely if you use that feat, this is one of the class features is a must in my opinion. The next thing we're going to use is Hunter's Teamwork. Hunter's Teamwork from the ranged bow side gives the team a debuff, and from the melee side, it's going to give your character a damage buff. The next thing we're going to go with is on down, and that is going to be Condor of Arrows. Now, this is the main thing for me, in my opinion, for a Hunter Ranger Trapper build. Excuse me, I couldn't get that out. Condor of Arrows is roots. Roots is what you live on with a hunter. You're always going to be using a lot of melee to your bow back. You're going to be switching stances a lot, which you'll see here in just a second when I show you my rotation. But two others that are really, really good is Long Strider Shot, which Long Strider Shot, the arrow side, is going to give your team a debuff or buff as well for the group. And another good one, I think, if you are new, is Fox's Cunning, because you can die a lot. Like I said, you're going to be very glassy if you go for more of a straight damage build. You don't stack a lot of hit points. You don't have a lot of life steal. Fox's Cunning is good for you and your team, because when you get that deflect chance from Fox's Cunning, the entire team gets it the more you have it ranked up. Now let's get into what my rotation is, guys, and why I use this. In the first video, when we talked about feats, we talked about Master Trapper. So I'm always going to lead with Hunter's Teamwork from the bow side and Hunter's Teamwork from the melee side. So I have both debuffs out. Now, while doing this, I said you can use constricting arrows, hindering shot. I always lead with one or the other, and this is going to be the reason I'm going to let you guys see this. I'm going to kind of do it slow. You're going to lead with that, and then you're going to double bar swap, and you guys saw Master Trapper proc up. You're always wanting that Master Trapper procced up. It lasts for 10 seconds. That's where you're going to get your damage bonus, plus with your Hunter's Teamwork procs already out there. So I'm going to go over it a little quick. And what I mean by double bar swap is you're at your bow, your blades, back to your blades. So you're going to go through the rotation twice on your R1 if you're on PlayStation. I'm not quite sure how yours are set up, but mine's on R1, so just so you know that. So you're going to lead with this, double bar swap, see Master Trapper. You're going to go in with your melees, drop all your melees, slide back out, and then you're going to go back into your ranged abilities. Now, don't use your constricting arrows or hindering shot again, because if you're a little slow, you're going to need to proc it pretty quick. To begin with, it's going to take a while to get the rotation down. I usually can get 2 rotations out of my 10 seconds of Master Trapper, but to start, that's going to be a little hard for most people, so make sure that you're always having Master Trapper procced. So you always want to lead with both Hunter's Teamworks on the melee and range side. Then you're going to lead with your constricting arrows, double bar swap to Master Trapper, go in with your melee abilities, slide back out, use your Thorn Ward, your Condor of Arrows, whatever you're going to use in those spots is very, very good for this. You're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Split shot is good if your rotation's a little slow. You're not ranked up as high as my character is. You don't have the recovery I do to get your abilities back. Another thing, guys, you always want to keep in mind is when you are in your rotation, so let's say you've already gone through everything, you're up here to your melee. This is the best place to use seismic shot, and that is right on top of the enemy. The closer you are, the more damage you do. So always add either that or Forest Ghost in. You want to use seismic shot or Forest Ghost at some point when you're close. It is very helpful. Anyway, guys, we'll go through the rotation one more time just so you guys can see it. Like I said, you want to make sure that Master Trapper is always procced, and then you want to go into your melee stance. But like I said, guys, make sure you lead with Hunter's teamwork on both sides. Start your rotation. Like I said, you're going to get a lot of stance changes. That's another reason we use those feats, to get more damage from your stance change. Anyway, guys, leave me a comment and let me know how you enjoyed this series of this particular build. If you guys enjoy it, I will show you some of the other builds I have for my Hunter Ranger. Of course, if you'd like to hit the like, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.